Okay, let's get right into it. Chances are everything you've heard about Black Shuck is wrong. And that's not just a fun fact, it's actually dangerous because you're missing the real warning. Stick with me here because what this phantom hound is actually trying to tell you is the whole point of this story. You know the picture, right? It's all over the internet, this huge, shaggy dog, almost the size of a bear, walking down some foggy English road. It's got these glowing red eyes, and if you see it, well, that's it for you. It's the perfect ghost story, but it's only the skin of the legend. So what if I told you Black Shuck isn't some monster out there hunting people? What if, for hundreds of years, it's been a kind of warning system, like a cultural alarm bell that people ring for a very, very specific reason? The fear is absolutely real, but its purpose? That's something else entirely. To get to the truth of it, we have to go back to its most infamous appearance. This is the origin story, the moment Black Shuck literally burst into the history books. And what went down here in 1577? Well, it's the key that unlocks the whole thing. Now, this event didn't just happen out of nowhere. The year 1577 was a total pressure cooker in England. The country had been torn apart for the Reformation for decades. We're talking intense conflict, paranoia. People genuinely believed that the devil could and would show up at any moment. And on one Sunday in August, it looked like he did. In the middle of this absolutely terrifying thunderstorm, the doors of a church in a town called Bungay flew open. An enormous black dog stormed through the congregation, killing 2 people. It vanished and then showed up 12 miles away in Blythburgh and did it again, killing 2 more. This right here is from a pamphlet written by a guy named Abraham Fleming right after it happened. The way he describes it is just raw. He says the beast wrung their necks at one instant, clean backward. This isn't just a spooky tale, it's the genuine terror of someone trying to process an unthinkable tragedy. And this woodcut from the time shows you exactly how they processed it. To the people in that church, absolutely terrified and devout, this wasn't some weird creature. No, this was Satan. This was a punishment sent by God himself in a time when everyone was on edge about sin and salvation. But the story is so much older than just one church incident. That devil in the church explanation, it doesn't cover everything. To really get it, you have to look at how this fear is literally rooted in the land of England itself. You gotta know this word, chthonic. It basically means a spirit of the earth, a force of nature. And the name Shuck? It probably comes from the Old English word suka, which meant demon, or maybe shucky for shaggy. So you see, the beast wasn't just an agent of hell. It was seen as something wild, untamed, coming from the earth itself. So, where does this force of nature show up? Not just anywhere. The stories always place Black Shuck in the very specific geography of East Anglia. We're talking the flat, marshy coasts, the dark, wet woods, the winding river valleys. You know, places that are remote, easy to get lost in, and actually dangerous. And this is the real warning. Black Shuck is basically a personification of how dangerous that landscape can be. The whole legend is a way of saying, hey, when a nasty storm rolls in, or the fog gets too thick, or you're out here at night, this land can kill you. The dog is the symbol for when the environment itself turns against you. But here's where it gets really interesting. That warning, it didn't stay the same. As what people were afraid of changed over the centuries, the role of the black dog changed right along with it. It's like a mirror reflecting society's biggest fears. Just look at how it shifts. In the 16th century, he's the devil because everyone's afraid of sin. By the 19th century, with the Industrial Revolution roaring, he becomes an omen of death, a symbol of nature pushing back against all that progress. And then, in the 20th century, something really fascinating happens. As fewer people literally believed in demons, Black Shuck transformed into a kind of guardian. Yeah, still scary, but now he was protecting local identity, guarding tradition against the steamroller of modernization. He became a symbol for everything people felt they were losing. So what does this all mean for us, right now? It means we have to understand what this legend is actually guarding. It's not just a scary story, it's a piece of cultural DNA. Look at these 2 images. On the left, you've got the general idea of the devil as a dog, a big, abstract moral threat. But on the right, you have the beast from Bungay, a specific, local terror tied to a real event. The legend took this huge, vague fear and gave it a time and a place. It made it real. And that is the absolute key. While we flatten this whole thing down into just another internet cryptid, we're wiping out centuries of meaning. We're ignoring what people were truly afraid of: damnation, the fury of nature, their entire culture disappearing. It's a huge disservice to the people who used this story to make sense of their world. So I'll leave you with this question. Every culture creates monsters to hold its anxieties. Black Shuck was a vessel for the fears of the past. So what are the monsters we're creating right now? And what warnings are we trying to leave for ourselves? If this helped you see the legend in a new light, please share this explainer with a friend who's into spooky stories but might not know the real history. Make sure you're subscribed, because next we're heading to a totally different country to look at a legend that haunts its people in a completely different way. And hey, if you just like your folklore explained right, without all the myths, ring that notification bell. We'd love to see you again.